Hello, I'm Brian Ray. Welcome to the next video in our ongoing series, Skills for the Reality of Business. In this session, we are going to discuss one of the most important, yet difficult to achieve aspects of business and leadership, keeping an open mind. The difficulty factor stems primarily from the fact that in order to maintain an open mind, it requires controlling the ego. And that is a skill which many professionals still need to learn in today's world. Now, let's take a look at the major points that contribute to this issue and what can be done about them. This will be done in two parts. In part one, we will discuss the topic from a more general perspective. And part two will be from a management and leadership perspective. Please note that while each topic presented here is different in its own right, there are common threads running throughout them. And this will help you with your understanding of the topic overall. That brings us to part one, the individual dynamic. And now we will discuss the ego in the workplace and its effects on an individual's thought processes. As you can imagine, there are many different ways that a person's ego can run rampant in the workplace. So here in part one, the focus will be on two specific situations that every individual needs to be aware of in order to help themselves maintain an open mind. But first, we must mention and face the fact that many individuals in the workplace perpetuate the illusion that their ideas alone are the best and that's final, no matter what, being in a constant state of my way or the highway, as it were. The overwhelming belief in this illusion has been the downfall of many professionals and, in some cases, entire companies. In order to understand this illusion better, we have to examine its components, which are essentially what fuels the belief in it. That brings us to the first component, which is the shadow of fear. Sounds rather ominous, doesn't it? And rightfully so. First, what is this fear and where does it come from? Well, many professionals today have the misguided feeling that if they don't present the best ideas and solutions every time, it will make them appear incompetent to their peers, management, and clients. So, in order to prevent any damage to their ego, these individuals go completely on the offensive in a manner similar to that of a steamroller, literally crushing anything in their path, no matter what. If it's real or imagined, it doesn't matter. This activity then becomes an all-consuming obsession for that individual. Then, as a secondary effect, it becomes the start of a vicious cycle where the person in question is continually forcing things onto people unchecked, as few people will try to stand up to someone on this kind of rampage. The situation then spirals out of control, severely damaging that person's reputation in the process. How? Well, by giving into this fear, it clouds your judgment so that you fail to realize that by being a tyrant and closing yourself off to other possibilities, you will appear rigid, unyielding, and completely unapproachable. As a result, people will then begin to avoid you at all costs or keep you at arm's length in every encounter to minimize their exposure to you, as your brutal reputation will precede you every time. Not a very productive environment at all. What can be done about this? Well, to avoid this dangerous negativity, you must make a conscious effort to ensure that these fears do not overwhelm you or take control of your thought processes. You can accomplish this by first bearing in mind that no single person can do it all or know it all. Also, remember that even great ideas still need to be refined, and true professionals inspire their peers and team members to come together and collaborate in order to create the best solutions. So use this new perspective to transform yourself and become a calm, understanding source of inspiration, support, and collaboration without forcing things on people. This will bring a better sense of camaraderie to the work environment, not to mention lowering the stress level, which benefits everyone. Now that brings us to the second component, the quest for glory. What is this all about? Well, recognition, bonuses, a higher salary, all of these things are associated with achievement in the workplace. So, of course, these things are at the top of every professional's wish list. However, during the pursuit of those rewards, many individuals put their blinders on, get caught up in the chase, and only see what their contributions can bring to the table, pushing everyone else aside so that they themselves can take center stage, regardless of the repercussions. A very detrimental form of tunnel vision, to say the least. Now, I must specify the difference here is that this is not a fear-based perspective as the first component was. This one is arrogance-based. That is, the arrogance of the individual running rampant has caused that person to become possessed by the me, only me mentality. Why does this happen? Well, individuals do this because facing the fact that they do not have all the best answers or solutions is very disconcerting for them, as it shatters the illusion of self-perfection that they have built up within their own minds. So, in order to avoid facing reality, they use any means at their disposal to live in absolute denial of the truth, causing everyone around them to suffer for their delusions. In effect, it then becomes a form of workplace bullying. Now, how do you avoid this fate? The answer is very simple. Don't let yourself fall into the trap of tunnel vision. Again, it is a conscious choice to realize that it's okay not to know everything. Nobody does. So just let the blinders fall by the wayside and leave them there. And by opening yourself up to experiencing the input of others, you will learn more. And by learning more, you will be able to contribute more in future endeavors.